Welcome to the Sellernomics Podcast. In today's episode, we'll be featuring one of the many great tools and software available to Amazon sellers to help you grow your FBA business. A special thank you to our sponsor, GETIDA, the global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements. Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at getida.com/sellernomics. Now it's time to show us what you got with your hosts, Rob Stanley and Lisa Kinski.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Show Us What You've Got. My name is Lisa Kinski. I am here with Rob Stanley. Rob, we have such an impressive guest with us here today. I absolutely...
Can we say award winner?
Yes, we can. We absolutely can. She was just awarded Best Speaker at the Virtual $1 Billion Seller Summit. She'll be speaking again at the in-person event. When is that? In August? June?
That's coming up in a few months, depending on when you're listening to this. But
True.
Award winner. This is cool. I mean, we're just going to keep saying it. I mean, we get award winners on this show, award-winning presentations. So this is going to be a good one, 100%. Let's bring this person into the room.
Let's bring her on in. So today we have with us Ritu Java, and we're going to be talking about how to optimize your Amazon ads with PPC Ninja. Ritu, how are you doing today, hon?
Hey guys, oh my goodness, that's like such an amazing warm welcome. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And I love hanging out with you guys. Thank you so much for having me today.
Awesome.
We love hanging out with you.
I got to know, what was the topic that you won the award for the Virtual $1 Billion Seller Summit?
Yeah, it was Ignite Your Amazon PPC with ChatGPT 3 and Google Sheets.
That is a hot topic. That is a super hot topic.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Fun. I am a huge ChatGPT fan. Generate a lot of titles and descriptions with it and lots of marketing stuff. So that's super cool. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we're not covering that on this show, but we do have some cool stuff. We're going to be talking about how to optimize your Amazon ads with PPC Ninja, and a great presentation and demo. And this is going to be super cool. So are we ready, Lisa?
We are ready to go. Let's go on ahead and get it loaded up. All right, Ritu, take it away.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so yeah, that's our talk for today. Basically, I'm going to show you how our software PPC Ninja can help optimize your Amazon ads. So I will try to focus on things that are kind of differentiators from all the other tools. I know there's 68 tools and counting, which is kind of crazy, right? There's just too many tools on the market, but I think every tool has its own kind of pros and cons, and also things that they're good at, strengths and weaknesses. So I'm going to focus on what is PPC Ninja's, some of our strengths, and also we'll highlight some examples from our software live. So just getting into a little bit about our software, we are an Amazon Ads Advanced partner, which basically means that we handle a lot of seller data, which is why we get that cool badge from Amazon. Our software is really great for agencies and PPC managers. The reason why I highlight agencies and PPC managers is because our software does require a basic understanding of PPC in order to kind of use it to its maximum, because it assumes that you will be doing certain things with the data that we show you, and we show you a lot of data in a lot of cool formats. So just having that basic knowledge about PPC Ninja will qualify you as the target audience for the software. We don't require any SP API integration or seller central permissions, which basically means that, if you have, let's say you're an agency and you're just wanting to try our software out, you don't actually need to go to your client and say, give us permission to try PPC Ninja, or they don't even need to know, because we don't require any seller central permissions. It's just through the ads API. Sign up is really cool. Under 5 minutes, you are all set, because it's a login with Amazon. So it just makes it easier and kind of just very streamlined. We have a flat monthly fixed pricing model, which is also a pretty attractive thing. We don't charge any percentage of ad sales or ad spend, which kind of gets a little bit problematic, especially when brands and agencies start to grow and they don't really want to part with substantial portions of their profit margin over to tools. So we just have a flat monthly pricing model, and our basic plan starts at $99, and it is based on the number of ASINs you're managing ads for. Now, another kind of cool thing about our software is that we allow you to export your data into Google Sheets and any other BI software of your choice, because we have automatic integrations that bring our data outside of our platform. So you're not bound to our software. You can just do a lot of data processing outside of our software, in addition to on our software, right? So that's kind of one of the kind of cool differentiators from other tools out there. So here's a look at what our dashboard looks like. You will get all the important KPIs that you see on Seller Central with an additional very interesting one, which is conversion rate, which Amazon doesn't really provide much, in way of data. They don't really populate. It's a calculated field that is really hard, and it's really hard to find, enough views with the conversion rate. But all of our views actually come with conversion rate, and you can kind of see how conversion rate is trending over time, because that's one of the most important metrics for, the kind of efficiency of your ads. Another kind of cool thing that I want to show you is keyword charts. These allow you to go into the bid change history at the keyword level. So every single keyword that you've changed the bids for over time, you can actually look at the impact of that bid change over any other KPI. For example, in this case, I'm showing impressions. So you can literally see that, when you started dropping your bids, this is what happened to the impressions for that keyword. And you can get this data for every keyword and every target that you are advertising. So at this point, let me just hop on over to our software and show you what it looks like. So this is what our software looks like. On the left, yeah.
Ritu, we're still just seeing the keyword charts screen, so you may need to back out and back out again. I'll go ahead and depends on kind of what you decide to share. If it's there we go. Now we see it.
There we go.
Okay, awesome. So this is our software, and over on the left is a lot of kind of tabs you'll see here that are leading to different views, and I want to show you a few views, and then you'll figure out how our software works. It's very intuitive. Let me just go into the campaigns view, because that's something that everybody wants to see, right? How are my campaigns doing? So I'm in the campaigns view, and this gives me a list of all my campaigns, right? I can see if they're enable, pause, archive, etc. I can pull up more metrics if I need to from the columns view over here. This view is completely customizable. So if you just want to, let's say, focus on orders and spend and ACOS, you can just rearrange the view to your liking, and that helps you to kind of focus on the important metrics in one place. So that's kind of how this view kind of works. Show you another cool thing. If you want to filter this view based on certain parameters, for example, if I want to see all of my campaigns that had an ACOS greater than 20%, it will filter out those. So now in this case, most of them are 20%. Let me just say 22. Yep. So it's filtered out the ones that are below 22. And so you can see all of the ones that meet your criteria. Now you might say, okay, in addition to this, I also want to see how many, which of my campaigns had more than, let's say, 4,000 orders. So then it filters it down further. So every time you filter something, the count of whatever is visible gets updated here. And now you can do cool stuff with it, like bulk operations, right? Excuse me. Right. So, with the campaigns view, I just showed you how you can create like two filters. You can create as many filters as you like. You might want to filter on sales or impressions or any of the columns. And then you want to do fun stuff like, do bulk operations on your selection. So in this case, I know that, the ACOS is slightly on the higher side, I might, look at budgets and also kind of see if budgets are within control or not. I could even say, my budget is, if my budget is over $100, I want to kind of bring it down. So, it's just flexible. It's just a good way of slicing and dicing your data in many different ways and then applying filters. So that's kind of the basic principle. And we use that same principle across all of our views. So for example, if you want to do the same kind of thing that I just did with campaigns at a keyword level, and by the way, these keywords are across every single campaign in your account. So if you want to just find your worst performers, your best performers, you can actually kind of go in with the ACOS column, with the spend, with the sales, with the orders, create multi-cross all of these different views, and you can do whatever adjustment you want to make at scale. Now, notice that with this, you don't need to do any downloads from Amazon. Everything is just synced automatically through the API, and it's cleaned up every single day because, there's attribution that comes in, right? So, for example, yesterday, when you look at this data, it might look slightly different from today because we're constantly refreshing the data based on new data that comes in from Amazon through the API, saying that, okay, a click that happened 3 days ago now has a sale, so your data will get updated. Which is the beauty of this kind of software that, just has everything up to date. And you can take decisions based on whatever kind of time range you want to look at. And then you can go back in time as you like. So now that I've showed you some of the views, let me show you one of the most powerful features of our software, which is the bid optimization feature. So, our software uses something called data sufficiency, and I'm really pumped about this concept because it's revolutionary in that we don't use a time sufficiency model, which generally tends to mean that you've taken a snapshot of your data over a certain period of time, let's say 14 days or whatever. Instead, we are actually looking at how much data has elapsed since the last time there was a significant event, like a big change or a sale that happened. So data sufficiency is something that, I need to explain through some concepts. So I'm going to switch over to my slide deck here and basically show you what data sufficiency means. And I hope that, this will kind of open your eyes to some of the flaws in the way people have been optimizing their PPC so far. So here on the screen, you see two keywords. One that has a lot of data happening on it, right? There's clicks and sales. Green dots clicks, red pink dots sales. And this is my timeline, 7 days, 14 days, 21, 28 days. And here we have keyword 2, which has kind of a slow movement because, they basically got their sale after 21 days, right? Now, does this mean that this keyword is bad and that this keyword is good just because it had slow sales? No, every keyword has its own velocity. And you can't have a snapshot of time to decide whether this keyword is a good keyword or a bad keyword. Because guess what? If you take a snapshot of the past 14 days of data, for example, from Amazon, let's say you download your search term report and say, okay, show me data for 14 days. Guess what's going to happen to keyword number 2? This keyword will have shown only clicks and no sales, right? So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clicks. Most softwares, and actually, a lot of people that manually manage their their bids will say, okay, this is a bad keyword because it's only having, spend and no sales. So they will incorrectly judge this keyword based on the number of clicks that elapsed during that period, which you see is a big flaw because if they had only waited 2 more clicks, which is happening 3 weeks later, they would have had their sale, and this sale could be profitable. It doesn't have to be an unprofitable sale. So how do you translate this into a data sufficiency model? Well, in a data sufficiency model, you don't count days. Instead, you count clicks. You count clicks and you say, okay, this keyword has historically had a conversion rate of, let's say, 5%, right? So it needs 20 clicks before it can make a sale, right? It's just simple math. A 5% conversion rate means every 20 clicks you will have a sale. And you can generally count on those metrics because they're fairly consistent over and over again. You'll just see the same rate repeated because that's the nature of that keyword. So if we're expecting a sale to happen after 20 clicks, well, then we have to wait for 20 clicks before we touch the bids on that, right? And if you change your bids too frequently, what happens is that, Amazon is going to fluctuate. You might switch your placements from top of search to, rest of search or product pages. So too much fluctuation based on incomplete data is not good, which is why we introduced the idea of data sufficiency, and all of our bids are just in time. So for example, this keyword that's accumulated so many clicks and so many sales in just 7 days, maybe this could have been optimized at day 3, right? So that's responding to the keyword's momentum as early as we can, which is the earliest responsible moment is when we kind of go in and say, okay, this keyword needs to be examined for whether it's performing well against your target ACOS, or if it's not performing well according to your target ACOS. And so then we make a change at that point. So this is kind of the biggest kind of concepts that differentiates our software from a lot of other softwares on the market. And it's not easy to do this programmatically, which is why most softwares don't do it. It's easier to just do a snapshot and just give you approximate, optimization recommendations. Whereas ours it's taking things to the next level, because for every single keyword and every single target in our system, we have to do this calculation. So it's programmatically, computationally heavy. It's not lazy software is what I wanted to say. Now, so let me give you one more example, and this will again illustrate some of the ideas behind, the data sufficiency. So here's another keyword 1 and keyword 2, and this is this case when they had 0 sales, right? So this keyword had 17 clicks, right? And this keyword had only 6 clicks. Now, what would you do if you look at 17 clicks? Most people will freak out. They'll be like, 17 clicks? Oh my God, no. However, we have something called trending ACOS. This is a very novel concept. I don't think any other software on the market has this. The trending ACOS is giving you an ACOS value even when you haven't had a single sale. And what's that based on? It is based on the calculation of your spend to sales at the moment of the next click. So let's say after 17 clicks, let's say the 18th click resulted in a sale. And you know the price point, you know how much you're going to make at that point, and you know how much you've spent up till that point. So you can calculate your trending ACOS without even having a single sale. And that's what we do internally. So we're always calculating the ACOS, assuming that the next click will make a sale. And so you can see here that the trending ACOS is only 2%. How did that happen? Perhaps each click was only costing you 10 cents or 12 cents. So you're looking at the right number. You're not looking at the number of clicks and saying, oh, bad keyword. You're looking at the trending ACOS. And in fact, our software will encourage you to increase the bid. Why? Because it's obviously getting people's eyeballs and they're actually clicking on it. So there is a chance that that could lead to a conversion. And because you can afford it, the trending ACOS is showing you that you can easily afford it. You keep going. You don't stop at that point. So this is an example of how you make the right decision by looking at the right metrics and not by just looking at absolute numbers. In the second example, keyword 2, 6 clicks only, right? And you'll say, oh, harmless, no problem. But look at the trending ACOS. The trending ACOS is already at 22%. How did that happen? Well, each click might have been worth $1.50 or something like that. And you've already kind of hit that limit that you cannot go spend any more on that keyword. Otherwise, you won't be within your target ACOS. So in this case, our software will actually decrease your bids, right? So this is how it's very, very different. And we kind of have programmatically incorporated all of this into our software. Now, a very important differentiator is, your target ACOS. Target ACOS can be set at many different levels within our software. In fact, we give you 4 different types of target ACOS, which you can kind of engineer to figure out, what suits you best. And I'm going to give you some examples. We have a default level target ACOS, which means as soon as you sign up for our software, we'll just assign a target ACOS of 15% because we don't know what your actual target ACOS is. But this will at least start giving you bid recommendations from the very next day, right? Now you can fine tune this. You can change this to whatever it actually is, 10, 15, whatever. The second thing is we allow you to set target ACOS at every SKU level. You might have a portfolio of smaller priced items, higher ticket items, but the margins for each of your SKUs is naturally going to be different. And so in order to incorporate the target ACOS setting, we allow it at the SKU level also. But that's not all. We have another level, which is the campaign level target ACOS, which basically allows you to set a different target for different types of campaigns. For example, if you have a ranking campaign, you obviously want to go aggressive on that campaign because maybe it has a couple of keywords that you want to really, really rank for, and you want to go aggressive on that. So you can set your campaign target ACOS to a little bit higher than everything else. It could be, for example, 50%. On the other hand, you might find a certain kind of, let's say, branded campaign, which you don't want to go so aggressive on because those are your keywords. You can win them at a much lower target ACOS. So you could set your branded target ACOS for the branded campaigns to something like 10%. So our system will obey whatever rules you set in terms of target ACOS. And one more really cool target ACOS setting we have is the branded keyword target ACOS. And this basically means that wherever your branded keyword appears, no matter which campaign it appears in, we will apply a target ACOS for that keyword to be whatever you set here. And this is really cool for agencies who basically inherit, let's say, accounts where their campaign structures aren't very clean, and maybe they have their branded search or their branded keywords spread out across different campaigns. So how do you reach those, right? Because you want to obviously treat them slightly different from all the other keywords in the mix. So once you've set these 4, different target ACOSs, we will basically go from here to here to here to here. So if you have a branded target ACOS, we will use that. If you don't have this set, then we will go to the campaign level target ACOS. If there's no campaign level target ACOS, we will take the SKU level. And if you don't have any SKU level target ACOS set, we'll take the default level for the account. So this really gives you a lot of control on customizing the optimization results, right? The recommendations that come out and the optimization that you can do with our software, which makes it pretty cool. So I think that was mostly about our, core operation, which is basically giving you bid recommendations and automating your bids. We also have a lot of other features, for example, keyword harvesting or negation. This, the general ones. I'm just focusing on the stuff that is different. So I'm on the next slide. So let me talk about this. So this is one, kind of cool way of saying, hey, we give you all your data, your Amazon data cleaned up on a date range, which means you get a time series export of your PPC Ninja data or your Amazon data out into Google Sheets. Every single day, this happens automatically, which is really nice because then you can connect your Google Sheets to other tools like BI software. So let me show you why we think this is a cool thing. Snapshots, like the ones you get from Amazon, like the CSVs that you download from Amazon, are frozen in time. They're not continuous, right? So with snapshots, you can maybe get like totals, averages, or KPIs for that specific period. You don't see things on a rolling basis. Whereas a continuous data stream, like the one we provide, like time series data, can be plotted, and then you can look at trends, right? You can look at trends over a date range. You can look at trend lines, which tells you whether things are moving upwards or downwards. You can make predictions and projections, and you can also combine this with other time series data that you might get from other sources. So this is why we think that exporting time series data out for you in itself is huge. Like this feature alone is worth so much, right? If even if you did nothing else with PPC Ninja and just used it to export your data into a time series report, it will be a game changer for you. So this is how we do the export. So from PPC Ninja, your data goes out as time series, which means it gets converted into like a series of rows where each thing is a date, and you have all your data there, right, on a date range. And this can be plugged into BI software of your choice. We actually, give you a free template, which is a Looker Studio or a Google Data Studio, as it used to be called earlier, which is a pretty phenomenal, template by itself, and it's free. So from here, you go here, and then you get this amazing dashboard that you can customize. You can combine that with other data, and it just opens up things so much. It just makes things very customizable, which you might think, oh, why doesn't PPC Ninja do this internally within their software? Well, softwares can sometimes lag behind in terms of features, because every feature we build takes a lot of time. It requires a whole team changing things, and catering to a lot of new features that Amazon is constantly pumping out. But you don't have to wait for us. You can keep doing stuff, because your raw data is being made available to you on a time series basis, which just means that you can build your own widgets. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So this is just an example of the Google Data Studio, what it looks like. So here, as you can see, we give you all the KPIs. Again, this is all automatic from our software. You get sales trends, you get performance by ad type, and some more tables here about ad type. Here we give you a sales by product, which is really, really cool. You can actually drill down into each product and see how it performed. Through this scatter plot, you can kind of drill down and see, where it was in terms of performance. You can also see a week over week, a month over month. We also give you a bunch of other things in this Looker Studio, such as your top keywords, your top campaigns, and so on. So if anybody knows even a little bit of Looker Studio, you can actually create more widgets. These widgets are very easy to set up. You can spend like a week learning Google Data Studio, and then you're off to the races. You can basically do magic with it, right? Wow. So that's another one which I think is super powerful and really, really cool. Some use cases of this kind of export from PPC Ninja is you can combine your sponsored ads data with other time series data, including DSP, Facebook, Google Ads, anything that has a time series. You can combine it. Because Google Looker Studio gives you something called blended tables. So you can actually blend data from two tables as long as one attribute is common, and that would be your date. On that date, what happened? So you can combine stuff. For example, you can also plot your tacos trend over time, right? By combining this data with your business report data. You could plot your ad data versus total sales, for example, on a timeline. And then you can build interactive dashboards. If you're an agency, then for your clients, you can build interactive dashboards where they can actually change the date range on the Looker Studio and do fun stuff like, what were my top 10 keywords over this time period? What were my best products over this time period, and so on. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to cover on the Google Sheets side of thing. And then this is something new that we're just adding. Like, we're doing a lot of innovation. We're using ChatGPT and Google Sheets, kind of combining those two, and are producing a lot of micro tools. In fact, my talk yesterday was about this, and for users of our software, we are committed to kind of giving you a lot of micro tools along with our main tool. So, and these micro tools will live in Google Sheets, and you can do all kinds of fun stuff with it. Like, this one is a cool one, ASIN sorting hat. Basically, if you, get a list of ASINs and you provide your number of reviews and your price points, it will basically compare that to the list of ASINs and tell you which ASINs are low-hanging fruit, which means that their offer is worse than yours, and which ASINs are risky targets because their offer is extremely good, much better than yours. They have a better price, they have more reviews. So you can basically split out your list of ASINs to go after into different buckets, and then kind of create campaigns that have the right bids. So where you are stronger, you can bid very confidently and more aggressively. Where you're not strong, you probably want to be easy on your bids. So all of these micro tools will be available to anyone who's using our software. We're gonna committed to creating more and more of these, and roll them out for our community. We also have a community on Telegram where people help each other out. They ask questions about our software and anything under the sun related to advertising, which kind of makes it a really favorable kind of experience for someone who needs help with PPC in general and is using our software. So yeah, so that kind of wraps it up on the demo side of things. I wanted to keep it short. I mean, there's a lot of demo videos we have on our YouTube channel, but I just wanted to highlight the main things that I think are cool, and you guys might think they're cool as well. Here are some testimonials from some of our customers. This one from Jason Tay, who is a pretty well-known person in Singapore and Australia. Has openly said that I've researched and tried multiple programs. Some are too simple, some are too clunky. PPC Ninja is powerful, flexible, and relatively easy to use, and that's his number one choice. So highly recommend you guys give it a try. We have basic pricing models up on our website, but we start with $99 for less than 99 ASINs. So that's your basic tier. We also have other tiers like less than 500 ASINs, less than 2,500 ASINs. We have a great support team. So if you have any questions about our software, we're pretty quick to answer those. And again, like I mentioned earlier, we only have fixed pricing, which means that we don't charge you a percentage of anything. So it's pretty favorable as you start scaling and growing, your fees is going to remain flat. Yeah, so thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions or would like a live demo, we're happy to give you a demo. Just reach out to us at support@ppcninja.com. And that brings me to the end of this quick presentation.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Gosh, that really is a powerful tool that you have built. It's just absolutely incredible. And your pricing model seems like, I don't use PPC tools, but it seems cheap. It's really affordable. It does.
Affordable is the word we're looking for.
Affordable. Yeah, not cheap. That makes sense. Like really inexpensive, I guess would be
a lot of value. Definitely getting
a lot of value. Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to say that we are 3 co-founders, and one of them has their own Amazon selling business. So all of the ideas that went into building the software actually came from the selling account, right? And the selling account is our testing ground as well. So we only add those features that we need ourselves, right? And we also have an agency on top of the software, which also uses the software. And so unless we have the best features, we can't do our job at the agency too well. So this is really our secret sauce that powers our agency as well as the selling business. And it's kind of a nice synergistic model that kind of feeds into each other's a nice flywheel that we have internally. But yeah, it's one of those things that you can trust a tool that was built based on real needs and not just manufactured ones. So I'm proud of it.
Absolutely. I love that. I always say that the best solutions come from the seller experience. It's always the folks who had the need for the tool themselves that create the best solutions out there. So awesome. Yeah. Well, for those who are interested in using PPC Ninja, you guys can learn more information at ppcninja.com, or like Ritu said, reach out to support@ppcninja.com. And go ahead and send her an email directly and congratulate her for being selected bestseller for BPDSS at Ritu@ppcninja.com. We got to keep showing her love development because it's really impressive.
That's
so
right.
yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. And I just love hanging out with you. Can't wait for Prosper and other events where we will be able to meet you.
Absolutely.
Yes, yeah. Super excited. Well, Ritu, thank you so much for showing us what you got. You absolutely did. You've got an incredible tool. And Rob, any last words?
No, that was absolutely amazing. Yeah. And congratulations again. And definitely great info. Be sure to keep an eye out. Ritu's going to be probably on other different areas giving presentations. I know she's giving a presentation in Japan at a show I'm going to. So yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And take us out, Lisa.
All right, you guys. Thank you again, Ritu. And we'll see everybody on the next one.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Sellernomics Podcast. Special thanks to our sponsor, GETIDA. Did you know that Amazon probably owes you money for FBA reimbursements? Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at GETIDA.com/Sellernomics. Be sure to join us again next week for more great tips on how to grow your business. And thanks again for listening.